you want to say something?
Daddy! Hi! This video is what's the matter? Huh? Ah! Please stop it! This is not food! These are gifts and presents for our fans! Oh no!
Don't forget to subscribe!
Welcome back to our review series of the Team Smash Christmas specials. In this video, we'll all be reviewing Regular Show, Episode 88, and Episode 240, the Christmas special, and Christmas in Space. Let's do this thing!
We could do both, theoretically.
Ah, spoiler alert!
Things start off inside Santa's building, which explodes as an elf named Quilgen is shown carrying a present box towards Santa's sleigh. Quilgen then flies off to the outer limits of the North Pole and is about to open the present box. But something crashes against the sleigh. Santa Claus comes flying in with a floating snowboard and takes the present away from Quilgen. So they fight in the sled for a while, but Quilgen pushes Santa to the wall and he starts to open the box once more. Santa yells a command to Rudolph, his lead reindeer, and as for Rudolph, he shoots Quilgen with a laser coming out from his red nose, which knocks the box from Quilgen's hands. Santa then takes the box and jumps out of the sleigh. At the park members are holding a Christmas party. Benson tries to flirt with a woman, but she instead laughs at his tacky Christmas sweater. Benson tells Thomas to get some soda, but because his horns are stuck on the railing, he has Mordecai and Rippy get it instead at Skip's garage. So as the two enter the garage to get more soda, they notice the roof has been smashed, and they see Santa Claus on top of the smashed golf cart. Santa is both surprised and annoyed to see them and proves he's the real Santa Claus by telling them how they used to write letters to him every year asking him for invisibility globes. So he was too injured to continue his conversation. Santa entrusted them with the box, telling them that it is incredibly dangerous, and he provides a backstory with how his head developer, Quilgen, created a special gift that allowed anything to be conjured from it. Upon using it with the Test family, it corrupted those who looked in it, and as it used dark magic. Santa ordered all of this research to be destroyed, which angered Quilgen and made him want to destroy Christmas as part of vengeance. So Mordecai and Rippy get the other park members to show them the injured Santa, but find that he is missing. Benson believes they made an excuse and wonders what the box they're holding has. So he becomes interested, so he starts to look into the box and starts to become enthralled by it. So Muscle Man and Pops look in it and also become enthralled, and they begin to brawl with each other. So Mordecai snaps them back to their senses, and Skip realizes that the box has dark magic and states that it needs to be destroyed in lava. Everyone wonders where they could find it, and Skips tells them that there's an abandoned mine shaft in East Pines Park. Quilgen arrives with his henchmen and notices that Santa was there, and they begin to follow whoever may have the box. Sneaking into East Pines, the group tries to get through the park undetected. However, Rigby messes around with the snowman, which causes an alarm to go off. However, they are captured by Jean. Jean believes that the group came because they tried to pull another prank on East Pines. And Jean wonders what's in the box and asks an East Pines employee to open it. He becomes enthralled by the box. So Jean and another employee look in and also become enthralled. As they fight, the box gets kicked over to Mordecai, who snaps them back to their senses.
The park's security cameras show Quilgen and his henchmen begin to fight through the East Pines employees. So, the door begins to shake, and Rigby believes that Quilligan and his henchmen arrive. But it's just another East Pines employee who tells them that there's an elf guy outside screaming about destroying Christmas. Realizing the danger, Jean leads the group to the mine shaft and stays behind to solve the elves. As the group enters the abandoned arena, they must reach a doorway with a skeleton impaled by spikes. So Skips translates the glyphs and states that one person must follow the directions provided below, or they will be impaled and killed. So Mordecai tries using the skeleton but fails to make such progress. Muscleman volunteers and finishes the first trial. As he leaps out, he states that it was a joke. All the spikes poke out, which make him state that to the group that he almost died. Going on to the next trial, Skips translates again and states that in order to reach the other side, one must play a pinball game. As they rack more points, the bridge will extend. If a ball gets dropped, the ground below them will collapse. Benson volunteers as no one else has played pinball. As he racks points, one of the balls drops and causes a piece of the bridge to collapse. Muscle Man almost falls to his death, but Skip saves his life. Mordecai assures Benson that he can finish the puzzle. High Five goes informs them that Quilligan has caught up to them. Benson tells the group to run ahead while he keeps playing, completing the bridge. Then he lets the 3 balls drop, causing the bridge to collapse as Quilligan's henchmen chase him. The henchmen fall into the chasm below, and Quilligan is stuck on the other side. In the final trial, Skips translates and states that someone must wrestle a bear. Being a skilled wrestler, Pops challenges the bear despite protests from the others. Pops is initially overwhelmed by the bear, but he eventually overpowers him and wins. The bear opens a portal in his stomach to allow the group into the lava pit. Mordecai prepares to destroy the box, only for Quilligan to suddenly appear armed with a gun. Rigby asks how he got through the trials, and Quilligan states that he used the stairs to enter, and he demands the box or he will shoot. So, Mordecai prepares to give the box to save his friends. Suddenly, Quilligan loses control of his hand and the gun gets knocked into the lava pit. Santa reveals himself to the staff's amazement. Rigby wonders why he has invisibility cloaks. Santa reminds him that he can make it. He can't just give them out. Quilligan is surprised and angry that he survived. As Santa reveals he wore body armor, Quilligan throws a grenade to scatter them and he grabs the box, declaring that it is only fitting that he ruined Santa's life work like he did his. So he uses the box to grant his wish for the destruction of Christmas. Magic explosives appear on the Christmas presents and decorations around the world, and a detonator appears in the box. Santa and the park staff are terrified while Quilligan prepares to activate it. Mordecai rushes up to Quilligan and knocks him into the lava pit. Rigby chases after Mordecai. In the pit, Mordecai, Rigby, and Quilligan fight. Quilligan initially repels Mordecai, though Rigby appears and the two stare into the box, which causes it to switch between the detonator and ice cream. Mordecai tells Rigby to let go, which he does, and pulls out a 2-person hoverboard before dropping the box. Quilligan chases after the box, while Mordecai grabs Rigby. Quilligan is about to have his wish come true when he realizes that he is too close to the lava, which incinerates both him and the box, causing him to burn to death.
That, not a big surprise.
Santa tells the park employees he will bring them back home. So when Benson asks what he thinks of his shirt, Santa tells him that he should have thrown it into the lava pit while they were there. So he takes it off and throws it on the ground. The attendees have since gone home and Thomas had fallen asleep. So Benson wakes up Thomas and tells Mordecai and Rigby to clean the mess, leaving to get supplies. Mordecai notices a box for him and Rigby with a note on it that says, "It's okay to break the rules once in a while." When Benson returns with the cleaning supplies, he cannot find it to go to clean the mess himself, much to his frustration. And upon leaving, Mordecai and Rigby are revealed to be wearing invisibility cloaks. folks to play video games on TV, thus ending the first special. The park crew celebrate their first Christmas in space, and Benson suggests that they would do some Christmas carols, but for some reason everyone just didn't have to agree on this, so instead they decided to tell each other some Christmas stories. And Skips eventually had to go first, so he tells a story about him and the rest of the park crew encountering a snow-like planet in space. On that planet, they encounter cute little inhabitants of the planet, and there was most likely a timer, meaning that they actually change form at night, meaning that they are very dangerous creatures, because all is not as it seems to be. When it gets dark, things got very intense and scary around this planet. Just as the park crews felt that they are done for, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer comes to the rescue and shoots the creatures away. And the park crew agrees to return home safe, only to notice that something bad is going to happen, meaning that it would cause an explosion. In the next story, you may have noticed that Benson eventually wanted to explain to it, so Mordecai and Ruby give Skips a weapon which is particularly similar to a bazooka, something from Team Fortress 2. It turned out to be a t-shirt cannon, in fact, and things just get a little bit crazier because of a punk rocker was about to sing some Christmas carols, but he eventually noticed that there were some signs saying no carolers, seriously no carolers allowed, but he just didn't even get a chance to read those signs correctly. Instead, he barges in and sings a heavy metal version of the 12 Days of Christmas. The battle was intense, and it was pretty fun, and once the rock star was inevitably defeated, he exploded into snow along with the rest of the verses of the song that he had sung, causing it to flood the entire house. To be honest, Benson was the only one who thought it was a good story, but everyone else didn't even get what he was talking about. However, Mordecai and Ruby finally settled it on their own Christmas tale. They decided to make it the coolest one ever, and for some reason they eventually had to add some scary elements to it, like a door portal leading to a shopping mall, and hilarity starts to ensue, as well as Benson's anger. It was heavily revealed that Mordecai and Ruby were scrambling to give Pops a gift, which is basically a typewriter. And you might have noticed that there was actually 2 Bensons in the beginning of the review before we even got started. And it was most likely because Pops had to make a copy of himself, because it's kind of like a printer.
We could do both, theoretically.
Benson, unsatisfied with this type of story, it decides to get even by explaining another story. And this time, the story begins with Mordecai and Ruby attempting to make a luminous sign in front of a snack bar, but after infiltrating with one of the plugs, the sign eventually catches on fire. And you can imagine how Benson went off. Eventually, there was something involved with the mythical creature Krampus, and, to be honest, it was pretty much a well-disturbing beast that was most likely seen. And, as the park crews attempt to fight back, they decided that they would use their weapons first, but for some reason, it didn't even work out, so they just used the power of Christmas to defeat Krampus once and for all. And all of the stories have been told, and for some reason, And then, like, Santa Claus has decided to come to the party, and everyone is excited, and the party still is going on, thus ending the Christmas specials.
Did you know that?
This marks the first Christmas episode in the series, and this marks the second episode to use opening titles similar to Exit 9B. Santa reveals that any myths about him are made up from advertisement companies. Jean is revealed to have a family. The late great Ed Asner and Spider-Man actor Thomas Hayden Church make guest appearances in this episode. Asner provided the voice of Santa, whilst Thomas provided the role of the main antagonist, Quilgin. During a flashback in The Real Thomas, while the park workers are trying to save Christmas, Thomas was placing jet engines into the park for his mission before returning to get his head stuck once more. And this was the last regular show episode to air in 2012. And although it was a Christmas special, it had the same plotline for the Terror Tales of the Park series, which are Halloween episodes. And this is the last Christmas episode in the series. And the episode confirms that Muscle Man is Jewish, as he says a Sorenstein Hanukkah tradition. Hanukkah is the Jewish festival of lights. The opening credits has a Christmas version of the theme song from the Terror Tales of the Park series, and it's similar to the Christmas special due to the unusual fade-in, red and green changing background. And this episode has the same closing credits as the Christmas special. And as for Muscle Man, his Jewish heritage was shown before in Domed at the Altar, where he broke a glass after he and Starla were married, which is a Jewish tradition. And the conclusion of Benson's first tale has a section from the end of Christmas Eve, Sarajevo, from the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. The gunshot sound when Skips fires the cookies at the rocket caroler is similar to the gunshot sound of two of Scout's weapons from Team Fortress 2, Force of Nature and Soda Popper.
Yeah, thanks.
Look for the razor-nosed reindeer is a pun on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but the actual character which was even mentioned by Benson. The rocket carolers sang the traditional Christmas song, The 12 Days of Christmas. And as for Mordecai and Ricky's story, they see them entering a door floating through space, just like the one seen in the intro to The Twilight Zone. A musical sting, similar to the show's opening theme, plays when the door appears. Benson's second tale refers to the legend of Krampus, a horned anthropomorphic figure in the Alpine folklore, who during the Christmas season scares children who have misbehaved, assisting St. Nicholas. And Nielsen Company accidentally lists this episode airing as part of Adult Swim due to the episode airing at 8 p.m. And this was the last regular show episode to air in 2016.
Now you know!
So we've all give this regular show Christmas specials a peak 11 out of 10.
This special's rating is a 6 out of 5. Next time?
I got it wrong.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. What do you think? If you appreciated it, please be sure to smash that like button, and be sure to follow my social media platforms in the description below, and the Team Life Flight's fandom channels. Please be sure to leave a comment below, and give us your open-minded thoughts. We here at Team Life Flight's fandubs do not condone harassment, violence, or trolls allowed, or otherwise, Red Hurricane Comedy Central's The Red and Stimpy Show will haunt you down to the ends of the Shadow Realm. So please be sure to subscribe to our channels and click the notification bell. You'll never miss this video the second it goes live on YouTube and Google. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Happy holidays, and have a happy new year, and best wishes for all.
And that's the end.